Hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let's begin. And the second summation examination of this court case.
Was a rogue always a rogue, I say? Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket.
Oh, I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief.
He's not paying attention. Why is he here? The accused attempted theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead.
I am ballistic expert. I have seen many shootings. There's nothing I do not know about guns.
Oh, that sounds like he's gonna be useful later.
It would seem there's little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd been hoodwinked. Well, no more.
Ugh, the whole courtroom's turning against me. It's not fair. Iris? The prosecutor's being mean. Just because Guinea's done something she shouldn't have done in the past doesn't make her the murderer.
Allow me to savor this fruity vintage
while I savor the spectacles of your fruitless debates on the matter.
Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, my lord. All right, here we go again.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
Hold it!
Just because Mrs. Strahd has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying?
Well...
All members of the British Army so quick to judge.
I beg your pardon? Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world?
No, I'm simply illustrating my points. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or pickpocket is wrong and dangerous.
Well, yes, you might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget, the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal, sort through and through, can't deny it.
When you say that she's shown she had it in her, are you referring to this?
Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken?
Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh yes, of course. Okay, we already did look at it. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then he ordered every type of music box he could find across Europe. We still don't know what tune it plays though, do we? I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. McGilded's disc. Could it be some clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. We already did, so don't worry. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
Hold it!
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although... Yes? Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose... If there was another bullet somewhere of which we are unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. 3rd bullet, somewhere on the scene. that piece true? I can prove it! I think. I don't know if I can actually prove it right now, but I already said I would. Allow me to show you then the third bullet. Oh no. I can't right now. No, I can't. I can't. Oh no, what did I say yes to? The third bullet? Okay, wait. Let's get our timeline straight then. No, I only have one bullet. Oh no, I got this wrong. Let me look at this. We're gonna say this is the third bullet. We're gonna say that.
Take that!
Even though we might be getting it wrong. Okay, yeah, let's just skip through this. I think I need to press the other people first before I jump to that one. Whoopsies! Yeah, I should have not jumped the gun there, even though I can. In my head, I know what's happening. Let's save, because I'm losing a little bit too many lives at this point. Might as well save on this one. Kind of use this as a later save point anchor in case I need to go back. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that picture.
Hold it!
So if I've understood correctly, you need two pictures. A left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this. So if we put 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Alright, how about you, old man? You're still... Oops, actually went back. Oh, maybe he can tell us where the bullet is, because maybe you operated on Sholmes. Will you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Oh, well, the thing is, I can't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? I almost don't want to ask this, but this surgery you've been muttering all this time, you were operating on... What was that fellow's name now? Herlich? No, Herlock. No, Hairlock. Herlock Sholmes by any chance? Yes, good lord. Who was that Hairlock fellow? What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right, using the very latest anesthetic techniques, I might add. It was a very major operation, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see, the fellow was brought in not too long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They say he was shot by some criminal or other, so I opened it up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb. We couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. Oh no, the bullet's still in him. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. Oh, it's probably because he didn't see an exit wound. The judge, the counsel for the defense is correct. As clearly shown by this photographic print. The bullet that Skulkin Brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region. Then exited his body, lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound in the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake. Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. What? That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up.
I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody explain to me how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery?
It's almost as much of a mystery as how this juror was put together. Yeah, this jury is very convenient.
The mystery of the bullet? Well, that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's the expert when you need one?
I guess I'm gonna press him on that because I don't have anything evidence of that. Mr. Sholm Surgeon is on the jury. I've experienced some coincidence recently, but this is ridiculous.
I'm surprised as anyone.
But there are no questions that Mr. Sholmes was shot.
Well, that was what the police told me when they brought him in.
How bad were his injuries, Doctor?
He was in a bad way. He lost a huge amount of blood, you know? And it's suspected he was shot at quite close range, too. Because his skin was badly burnt around that point of entry.
Burns.
As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit wound. Which is why I thought better locate the lug and pop it out.
And yet, you say you found no bullet inside the patient.
Well, I wouldn't have done, would I? That's because it's in a wall of the pawnbrokers. How did you get in there? I need someone to solve the mystery before it drives me insane. If only there was some expert in ballistics who could help, even if they look extremely untrustworthy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I get what you're saying. But first we gotta press this person. The accused attempted theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. What do you mean you're in for a busy day ahead? Forgot to say, stop. Do you excuse me? Stop. I'm a communications officer. Stop. Communications officer? Do you have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all messages into Morse code and tap it out to the world electronically. Dang, that's a lot of work. To the entire world. Thousands of miles of cables under the sea. Stop. Worldwide communication network. Stop. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe. Stop. Ah, yes. He was getting equally worked up out of the radio waves or like that before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from governments, departments, and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall have to wire the news reports of this today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? Oh man, I need to drink some water. Alright, this is the guy we've been waiting for.
I am ballistic expert. I've seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about the gun.
Hold it!
I thought you were just a tourist.
Good day. I am whistling London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
There's no way he's just whistling tourist. So you're a ballistic expert. Who knew?
I have much experience with guns.
Aha.
I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent bath of, blood of,
extremely violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
those extremely violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult to talk.
Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue.
Anyway, if your question about bullets and guns, you ask me. There's nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve.
He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure.
But if possible, please, only in Russian language.
He's not very confident in knowledge of English, though, is he? No, still, we should bear in mind. He's our main man if there's a mystery about guns and bullets. Okay, finally got through everybody. Van Zeeks has managed to convince everyone. When you have eliminated the impossible, he said, but he hasn't. If we're going to fight back, we need more material. We have to fight back, we have to turn this trial around again. Once rogue, always rogue. Let's see. I would say whole case dusted. You don't need so pickpocket. Who's the? Oh, there he is. We need you. And then you.
Objection!
Those two statements are clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other.
Oh, a ballistic expert? Pitting, P-I-T-T.
On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the skulking brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we assumed the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Drawer number 6.
Hello, my name is Violet. Pleased to meet you.
There's apparent contradiction in the facts that it is so clearly troubling drawer number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery?
I have seen very similar situations in Motherland. It was night. It was a blizzard. It was running along a mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. I was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuer had hunting rifles and they were on a dog sled.
Mental note, don't ask too many questions.
I was shot from behind and fell down in the snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from the doctor. They could not find the bullet in my body. And no sign of, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit froze wall of ice. Very close to my side. Bullet hit frozen wall of ice.
Oh. What?
One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice near pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious. Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me, and the solution to mystery was disappearing bullets. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in the pawnbroker's shop, not on some snow mountain road in another country.
Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Who knows? Where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigation. What? Really? Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, the fellow had nothing like that on him on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember.
If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, while I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I must inform the defense that I have of the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred.
Very well, while extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must deem the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question.
Look at that. One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded.
Exploded?
So that night, a bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop.
Wait, was that green blood Mr. Sholmes? I don't remember Mr. Sholmes scratching his finger on the disc. A delightfully complex aroma.
Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least.
Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bludgeoning and burgling brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbrokers. The pertinent fact of the case remains unaltered. Ugh.
But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man.
Ah, thank you very much. Glad I could help.
Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
Are these pouches in scruffy? Alright, the pouch Mr. Sholmes is wearing around his waist at the time of the shooting, when the glass files are smashed and there are scorch marks. Alright, seems like we can investigate that.
Now the Samaritan examination. It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter an opinion.
Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be a viable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here. There's still a way to turn this around somehow, I'm sure of it. Alright, let's take a look at the glass file. Oh my goodness, I see it. The bullet is still there. It's really scorched badly in there. Oh, and the strap's broken too. This must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. What the? Iris, look! Behind the broken file was, do you see it? That's the Skulkin Brothers bullets! What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. It's an amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night. There we go. I think my previous theory still stands. We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press that juror again, I think. Alright, anything else on here? No, it's just that it was hit, but didn't leave. Excuse me, which one were you? I believe it was you. Not Pit. You need to press.
Hold it!
It's a number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to the court. Count this. Okay, no, I'm not going to read this again. We already read through this. Let's just get to the part where I present the bullet. Let's see. Let's have a little bit more time, so enough time to present the bullet. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. What is this new trickery, you Japanese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from the Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one.
Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulkin Brothers that night?
Yes. As your lordship has summarized, it hit this pouch.
That makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mrs. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print.
Oh. 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court records as evidence.
Yes. That of Mr. Windibanks are belonging to the Skulkin Brothers.
An examination of both guns reveal that only a single bullet had been fired from each. Huh? But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Wow, that really got him there.
Order! Order! While the summation examination remains incomplete, the court has presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon the case against the defendant has been built. As my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter!
What?
Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once.
Oh, this is a strange turn of events.
Witnesses? Governor? We're listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination.
We was, Governor, we was. Perhaps we can dispense the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. Alright, we're gonna have to stop this here. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.